This is a maker house tour.
This feels so official. I'm a little nervous now.
Nice. I like that.
Just don't do any of these. Like, that might turn it off.
Okay. So. Right, so if anybody else comes in asking for a tour, just tell them to join us. But to give a tour, you need one of these access keys if you don't have it. So it gets you in the wood and metal shop. Yeah.
Go get 'em, guys.
Wood shops, please.
Right. So I guess at this point we're gonna start the tour. Just kind of before we start, like, what kind of brought you guys here? Like, how did you find out about us?
A year ago, I guess, reading about it, and from the maker hacker event you guys had 6 months ago, and wanted to participate, but not having time then. So.
Oh, I see.
Decided to just, yeah.
Cool.
I've been hacking my whole life, but just curious to check out your shops and things. My kids are really into 3D printing.
Oh, nice.
We don't have one at home yet, so.
Have you guys 3D printed before?
Not on our own designs.
Okay. Not yet.
I visited your offices in New York and downloaded designs. We haven't actually printed.
Okay. Gotcha. And how about you?
Well, I've been making stuff for quite a while. I'm a graphic designer, industrial engineer, or industrial designer.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a couple projects that I've done with 3D printers and laser cutters. But now I'm looking for a place to kind of do more dedicated laser cutting and possibly 3D printing. As I'm ramping up lots of people wanting stuff that I'm making. So.
Oh, nice. Okay. Cool. Well, welcome to Maker House. This place is about like a year old, so it's a fairly new establishment over here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys through like kind of the main space first, kind of our most heavily trafficked equipment here first, and then we do have a wood and a metal shop as well that I can take you guys through. And so over here, we have our kind of main gallery event space. So this is where all the bigger events, as well as some lectures and classes do. And over here at Maker House, we're really focused on kind of the educational aspect of things. So, like, to be able to use any of the equipments here, we really encourage you to become a member. And being a member, you get 25% off of the classes here. So, which is a pretty good deal. And yeah, the walls are pretty movable over here, so we're constantly, the arrangement of the chairs and tables are always different. And yeah, we can wheel these kind of in and out, just depending on what we're catering to at the time. Yeah. And so here we have, I see we have another one. These are our 3D printers. They are the MakerBot Replicator 2, so they're about $2,000 a pop over here. And to be able to use this, you need to become a member. And if you know how to 3D print, like use a 3D modeling program pretty well, all you need to do is take a one-time qualified course to be able to use this. And because we are actually sponsored by i3DM, which is kind of like a separate entity there, and their job here is to kind of help us maintain and kind of push out the MakerBot name. So after you're qualified to use this, all the filaments are actually provided by them, so you don't actually need to pay anything to get them. The thing is, you get 3 hours on this every day. I guess you just call or sign up for it at the front desk, and we'll be able to just book you in if nobody's doing it. But
are you guys using any of the flexible filaments? Like the
we use PLA. NinjaFlex, it's able to, but it's very expensive, so like we can't really.
So you'd have to bring my own.
Probably, and I don't really know. You'd have to probably ask them because it's not our machine. So I think anything you bring in to print out, you might have to kind of go through them. But yeah, so we do PLA. I know these printers can also do ABS, but I think we don't have an enclosure around here, so the temperature control is not that so yeah. PLA is what we use. It's a cornstarch-based material that is biodegradable, so it's pretty nice, but actually pretty sturdy too, if you guys want to just take a look at any of these things over here. And yeah, see, if you can compare like these two, their weights are completely different because one of them is, it's pretty much solid PLA.
This one's like hollow?
Yeah, this one's hollow because it just cuts down the printing time. So it builds a little like structure pattern in there, but it doesn't fill it in completely. Yeah, it's really heavy. Take a look
so
at
you
it.
guys are using the MakerBot software for...
Yes, we are. And like members here, we do teach a 3D program called Rhinoceros. or SketchUp, which is a free program. So if you don't have,
I use SketchUp for doing all of my 3D.
yeah. So anything that can be exported to a STL file, we can print out here. Cool. Yeah, so feel free to like come back and play with these if you guys want to, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And we have our laser cutter here. It's a 90-watt print laser cutter from China, I think. So, and here we use mostly vector-based programs. So, like Illustrator is one of them. You can use Inkscape or any CAD programs that you can export to, like DXF. We'll be able to print it out. I mean, cut it out.
In the back, looking at the see the laser in the background,
No.
facing take a look. So facing down.
Yeah, that's the little nozzle.
And forth, and then the whole thing can go from that.
Yeah.
And then you see what it's sitting on, that honeycomb. So that way the laser can shine down and not, hit that. It's okay. And you can roll down.
That also acts as a vacuum, so it holds like, if you have paper on it, it kind of holds it down. And behind you guys are basically some examples of what you can do with a laser cutter. So we can etch and engrave on metals, but this is not enough to cut through metal. So like things like these, as far as you can go with them. And then you can cut leather, acrylic, wood, cardboard, anything like that. And there are a couple things we can't cut, which is because of like the toxic fumes it produces. So like any kind of Teflon or halogens we can't cut. But if you ever have any materials you're kind of wondering what it is and don't know about, you can always bring like a small sample here, and we can do a test cut for you, or we can identify it for you and just tell you whether we're able to or not.
Have you ever had anyone do laser cut latex?
I don't know about latex. Hey, Brandon.
I haven't cut latex yet, but I could see it cutting fine.
Yeah. Well, I know they do it, but
Are you talking about like latex paint?
no,
No, like latex,
sheets.
yeah.
Sheets. Oh.
Yeah, like .003 millimeter.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be fine. It'd actually probably cut clean. It's and latex doesn't off gas as badly. It's the vinyl.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I was wondering if you guys had, if you had heard any issues on off gassing, because I know a lot of places that do it, like in Canada and stuff. But
Yeah. So with the
I
laser
haven't tried
cutters,
it, so I'm totally open
essentially
to it.
anything that gets put in it should be flat,
Because it is like
or
a-
else the strength of the laser is going to be a little bit different. So like for this as an example, it was flat when it was etched before we shaped it into the skateboard form.
well, you guys have pretty good violations.
And we can also do like bitmap and JPEGs. So like things with gradients like this, you're able to put in an image for engraving at least.
When it's cut through, it's a lot better. It's just in engraving.
I really like this guy.
It's cool. We're looking at it.
Yeah. Thanks, Brandon. Okay, so here we have workbenches, so members can just use these as much as they like, really. And on Tuesdays every time here, we have a group of people who call themselves the Board Club, and then they're basically trying to build a forge. And hopefully they'll be done by summer, so they can kind of take this out to the parking lot and test and cast something with it. But yeah, they're just here every Tuesday, so they'll just bring like beer and food and just kind of sit around and plan out what they're gonna do next. It's pretty cool. We're a pretty low-key place, so there's a lot of community collaboration. So if there's something you specialize in, you're encouraged to make friends here. So if there's a certain skills that you're not sure of how to do it, you can even ask someone else to help you with it. So if you don't have access to, say, like the metal shop, we have people who specialize in, like, the wood shop, and another person does the metal, and they just kind of work together to make projects. So this is our metal shop. We have basically our really basic tools. So we have the stomper, and then the electro. I don't really remember. I keep forgetting the name of that. But this is used to cut sheet metal. And both of these can only work 16 gauges or under. And this one is for bending metals over here. So we can do very intricate things like this. Yeah. Then we have a milling machine over here. It's manual, so it's not like a CNC where you can just program it to just mill anything.
Like my dad.
Yeah. But we also have a CNC machine here if you guys are interested in that. It's pretty cool. A lathe. Yeah.
Bandsaw.
And we do welding here as well. And this is our welding room. Most of the times when there's people inside, you'll hear it because this thing is very loud. So we have both MIG and TIG welder. And we do offer classes for them too. And for the wood shop and the metal shop, you have to qualify for just because it's more liability. So we do offer courses that take you through like the extent of how to use everything versus a one-time safety course if you know your way around a shop pretty well. But yeah, it's the metal shop, and we do have a sandblaster as well. Yeah, those are pretty fun.
Equipment is
I know.
very expensive if you break it.
Once you've used
Easy
it,
to break.
you just want to bring everything from your house and just blast them.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Oop. There's also a community tool chest. So anything that you can try to find here. But oh yeah, and the whole thing about like tools and any consumables is if we don't have it here, you're supposed to provide it yourself. What is that? Oh yeah, that's a gum stopper for the wood shop actually. I don't know why it's over here, but it's kind of like a big tough eraser that you use to clean off the sanders. I'll take you guys upstairs. Okay, so up here is our computer lab. We have 8 computers over here, and they are installed with all the software we need for any of the qualifying courses. So we have SketchUp as well as Illustrator is what we teach for the laser cutter. But if you do know how to use any CAD program, those work as well, but we just don't teach it. And the CNC class also takes place up here. Yeah. It's not much of a thing, but we have a little conference room here that members can book here if they want to. We share this space with the company that's next door, so it's just, you just have to reserve it beforehand. But okay, so the lockers here are kind of a first come, first serve things. And not all the members get access to a locker. I think you have to be at least a full access to be able to use these. Let's see. Door's not open, but we do have another tier of membership called co-working. So they are essentially people who are not here to necessarily use our equipments, but they're just little office spaces for people that we lease out to people. And co-working members, they get their own key card, so they can access this building 24/7. But if they're actually here to use any of the shops and stuff, basically, once we are closed, there's no shop monitors around, so they're not really allowed to use it until. And we have 2 of these kind of spaces, one over here and one upstairs, which I will take you later. Hello. And here is our wood shop. It's pretty big. It's bigger compared to the metal shop. But, so we have our CNC machine over here. Right now we mill wood and acrylic. I know we can do metal, but yeah. But yeah, we don't allow that. Just because the maintenance that has to go into it is just too. Yeah. It's actually pretty quiet, so yeah. Because nobody's using it. So yeah, shop. Have you guys used a lot of, wood equipment before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is the stuff I'm most familiar with. So chuck
Okay.
saw, table saw,
Yeah,
planer.
sanders. And we do have the safety feature on this table saw too. So it's the one when it senses like moisture content that is cutting, it'll stop the blade. Good, but it's very costly to replace because it's like, what, $60 to replace the blade.
If it fires, you mean?
Yeah, it basically destroys the blade.
Yeah.
So you don't get cut. So, if you put like a hot dog into it or like a wood with a lot of water in it, it'll detect it. And we do have a workbench here as well. It's for more things like, if you want to wait for things to dry, paint to dry or the glue to settle. This is where you would do it. And we do have offer storage here too. And we are, like anything with a blue tape or these kind of cards on here that looks like this, it's someone else's. And generally we allow people to store up to like a month.
I see you have pneumatic tools. Staple guns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we provide the staple guns too. We have them in our material tool library. Hey, John. And this is our kitchen. As a member, you can access the kitchen. Usually there's always beer in the fridge and stuff like that. It's very good to use. And the last room I'm going to show you guys is
And then you can scale it up and then draw.
this is kind of like another workspace that we have. It's very popular with like people who are working a lot with like I guess sewing, because we have an industrial sewing machine here as well as other little ones. So we have like a fashion designer who's always just up here working. And
Do leather as well?
yeah, cool. Can do leather. We also have soldering equipments here as well as a little
Oh, so this is the electronics.
little vacuum mode. Yeah. We occasionally do teach Arduino classes, and like we really want to get into like more of the wearable technology kind of stuff. So if anything, that's usually up here too.
Yeah, I do a lot of that, but I usually just work from home and stuff.
Okay.
It'd be nice to have a place I don't have to annoy my girlfriend.
Yeah. So material library here. It's we're trying to mostly work with wood and metals, but we do have some like unique materials here that some of these are going to be a mystery for a while, just because they were kind of given to us by an interior design like firm that just moved away, so they just kind of gave us a bunch of stuff. But
And you guys sourced all these materials, so you have suppliers for them too?
we try to we're trying to identify all of them and just seeing if we're able to get them locally.
And all we need is
Like
one
probably
to
taps
begin
up
with,
there.
and then you
It's a work in progress.
from that on
Yeah, but pretty much that is the tour.
And is there what about the other upstairs, the other side? So from the main area above the 3D printers, there's a stairs ramp.
3D printer.
And
Oh,
that's
that's
the globe.
it's there is a workspace over there, but that's where the i3D office is.
Got it. Yeah. Is there is there an electronics working space, like oscilloscopes, that kind of thing?
Well, yeah.
Well, electronic working space is kind of just here. I mean, we have like soldering tools here.
Okay.
Just like basic soldering.
Yeah,
Stuff like
yeah,
that.
Oh, yeah.
and a ton of other parts that are
Analyzers, oscilloscopes, that kind of thing.
not that I know.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Well, it's okay.
Cam. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but since this is a pretty new, I guess, establishment, we're always trying to be more open to a lot of ideas. So right now we're trying to get people to kind of look at wearable technology kind of stuff. So we're always trying to get people to like have meetups here and establishment.
And it's like a library there, or is that some else space?
It's kind of like a space, but it does have a couple books in there. But anyway, if you guys wanted to know more about the memberships, the different tiers, we do have it on our website as well as like this wall over here. So it just kind of tells you what you're able to access with these different kind of memberships. Yeah. So.
Oh, all right, thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, bye.
So I did have a question. I
Sure.
got some information off your website about the time that can be booked for like the laser cutter. I do a lot of acrylic cut robotic chassis for an educational thing that I'm working on, and we're at the point where we need to like start cutting out a lot of the stuff. And I was wondering because I saw in there, I guess with the studio member, you get it said like 2 hours a day, but then it also said like two 2-hour shifts per month or something like that. I wasn't too sure what.
I think we are currently in the middle of like trying to define when, because it really depends, like because a month ago somehow nobody was using the 3D printer and a bunch of people are using the laser cutters. So I think we're trying to figure out what is a good, because we do have people like they're running a business and they're just basically booking the laser cutters here too. So it's like a tricky thing. I think I'm not able to give you like a definite answer right now. But yeah, right now it's just 2 hours a day kind of deal.
That sounds cool. Well, yeah, definitely. I kind of dig what I see here. I've been working with the guys over at Jigsaw and Metric and Xbot Robotics, but Metric has a really great laser cutter, but it's really super expensive.
They charge by the hour, right?
Yeah, and even like they've been giving me their member discount, even though I haven't been a member there. And even at that, it's just way more because I'm trying to do affordable robotics for educational stuff, and if I got to pay like $30 for a chassis, and it's the most expensive part of the whole thing, then it kind of defeats the purpose. But and then Xbot, they're pretty cheap, but they also have a really small, not very sophisticated laser cutter, and I need a little bit higher tolerances than that.
Yeah, this one I know it can be a little tricky sometimes because when you're using, say, like Illustrator, you have to import it to CorelDRAW. Corel.
Like Corel or
Corel, yeah.
Oh, Corel, yeah.
I guess I can pronounce it Corel.
And that's so you guys are because I'm a graphic artist, so I use Corel and I mostly use Illustrator.
Yeah.
And I've unfortunately had to deal with Inkscape for the lower ones, but yeah, do you guys does it just import into Corel and then does it basically print like you would a normal printer, or?
I think there's a lot of different ways to adjust the printer, so a lot of times it's trial and error too. But we do have little guides over here. If it's mostly wood, I think someone actually made a little guide to like what the speed should be and what they'll go over this all, during the qualifying course. But if it's Illustrator, it's a little bit trickier.
Do you guys cover like maintenance and stuff like that on it, or do you guys do the maintenance? Or
I know maintenance-wise, they're kind of more picky about it. So as of right now, there's only 2 people who are kind of allowed to. Like one of our co-founders, and we have another one of our shop monitors. They're allowed to kind of like clean the lens and whatnot.
Because if I do this, I think I'm definitely gonna get a membership.
Yeah, I mean they're always around too. So if anything comes up.
I was gonna say I've been working around machine shops, and actually I was one of the techs at the original GameWorks. So I fixed and assembled just about every arcade game in that entire place.
It's good to know.
And so especially if it helps my tolerances get tighter, I'm more than happy to help out with whatever maintenance. And stuff. But yeah, so sounds pretty good. I think I'd be down for doing a studio membership.
That's our most popular one, just because,
And then, so the studio membership basically, it's essentially everything Oh, and then I guess the next step up is
The wood and metal shop.
the wood and metal shop.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't get the wood
No.
wood shop with that one too.
Yeah, but always encourage you to make friends, like,
Yeah, definitely.
because like we have people here just working on personal projects all the time. So yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, definitely. I think if we can go on that, it's about what I'm paying to get my chassis cut, anyways, for a few of them. So yeah, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do to
Get a member? You can either do it with us or do it online too.
Okay,
So.
cool. Well, yeah, I might as well, since it's a mirror, I might as
All
well.
right. So I'll see if I can get you set up with one.